Visually, this game here doesn't look like 11-bit's classic survival city builder Frostpunk, but dig deeper and you'll find that DarkSwitch has the vibes of Frostpunk when it comes to some of the gameplay elements it presents. Now, I recently watched the PC gaming show, which honestly has been a little disappointing overall, but this game here really caught my attention. DarkSwitch is a survival city builder set in a fantasy world, which is a bit more of a genre bender than even Frostpunk was, I guess. The developers call this a vertical city builder because you're building up this giant tree for good reason. You see, the people in this world are threatened by a mysterious fog which creeps down on them and causes people to go mad, which I suppose is not very good at all. Perhaps it's a type of sickness that will take them out of the workforce and you'll need to put them in hospitals of sorts or worse. So you will be building up this tree connecting different levels on this giant tree settlement using zip lines and stairs for quick traversal. But the fog don't always come into your settlement and the land at all times. Yep, just like the frost in Frostpunk, and obviously you don't get all that critical resources living up a tree, so it's crucial to have a production and extraction buildings to get vital resources to grow and strengthen defenses of your settlement. Again, very Frostpunk-like to need to explore beyond the safe confines of your settlement. To discover new things in the world, uncover new story beats. Which, speaking about the story, there's a bit of a H.P. Lovecraft inspired horror story involved in this game. And I love a good H.P. Lovecraft inspired video game. They haven't revealed too much of the story, I guess for good reasons. I think that's a good thing. Even though it's a strategy game, but 11-bit has shown that stories in strategy games do work. The horrors are not just some crazy psycho inducing fog, but also the horrors that lie within and is revealed with the fog rolling in. Yes, I guess it's also very Stephen King inspired as well. Remember The Mist, which was more psychological, sure, but there were creatures, that attacked people that came out from the mists. It's a spookier take, definitely, compared to Frostpunk for sure, but that leads me to the question, is DarkSwitch a poor knockoff of Frostpunk? Let's take the gameplay of a popular game and make our own version in our own setting. Imitation is, after all, the highest form of flattery, and just goes to show just how brilliant Frostpunk was. This is not something that hasn't been done before, as in take the mechanics from another game but build it around a different setting. We've seen it happen in other genres, like what Phasmophobia did for like horror co-op genre, and Lethal Company as well, for 4-player co-op shenanigans. A lot of games copied them. I think more fairly added their own twist to the mechanics that those games founded. What I guess is fair to say, a sub genre of a game type. I don't think there's anything totally wrong about this, as long as we see that there's been a lot of effort put into crafting a unique experience that puts games like these, games like DarkSwitch, on its own standing. Not a knockoff, but heavily inspired and delivering something completely different, but yet familiar and maybe slightly similar. Yes, this is not something that's just exclusive to video games, of course. You do see copies in movies as well that can be quite successful themselves, But to be honest, I think it's easier in video games. Easier as in you can make something new as opposed to copying narrative of another more successful movie. Games have this inherent quality that enables them to set themselves apart from the inspiration. Mechanics, of course, cannot be copyright. Perhaps Nintendo would not agree with this, but this is a good thing. It means companies, video game makers, will continue to innovate with newer, better and improved gameplay mechanics. And maybe DarkSwitch actually further improves upon the systems and the gameplay mechanics that was introduced by Frostpunk. I'm really looking forward to checking out this game. If the developers Cyber Temple sees this video, yeah, I'm willing to give this game a go. As far as I know, this is the studio's first game, a studio that's in Kazakhstan. Interesting, but you never know where the next big game that takes the world by storm comes from these days, Maybe it will be this game from Kazakhstan. A new company, a new studio that's doing something for the first time. They may have really interesting ideas to incorporate into the game. We'll have to wait and see, or maybe maybe the developers might actually give me some access to the game, or give me allow me to sort of interview them. That would be cool. Anyway, I'd like to know your thoughts about what you've learned about the game DarkSwitch. Do you think the game is cool? And has there been any other game or strategy games, new ones, that has piqued your interest? Tell me in the comments. Speaking of new upcoming strategy games, I did a video about this game which I'm pretty sure is going to be pretty damn good. Check out my newest video on Anno 117's land battles over here. Thanks for watching and farewell, noble friends.